What's good, YouTube? NeoNexudus here with DarknessL1989.
Hey everyone again.
Yeah, we're here with some news about the April 1st, 2015 TCG ban list this time. So, if you'd like to go over what's been changed.
Okie dokie, so you want me to just go over the whole list as a block and then we discuss it, or?
Yeah.
Okay, that's fine. Alright, newly forbidden come April 1st are Redux, Tempest, Tidal, and Blaster, and Snatch Steel.
So all the Dragon Rulers and Snatch Steel are gone.
Yep, will come for next list, yeah.
Yeah.
Newly limited, Sinister Serpent, Tall Guy from the Underworld, Dragon Ravine, Preparation of Rites, Sacrifice, Symbol of Heritage, Temple of the Kings, Crush Card Virus, Exchange of the Spirit, Rain of Destruction, Skill Drain, Vanity's Emptiness. Semi-limited, or newly semi-limited should I say, Clifford Scout, Necros the Branak, Legendary 6 Samurai Shien, Charge of the Light Brigade, and Sacred Sword of 7 Stars.
Wow.
Yeah, and newly unlimited, so off the Forbidden Limited list, Brotherhood of the Five-Fist Spirit, the Baby Dragons, i.e. Burner, Lightning, Reactant, and Stream, Guide to Beast Bestiary, Gauze, Lone Fire Blossom, Goyo Guardian, and Heraldic Seal of Convocation.
Wow. That Vanity's hit.
Yeah, it's they did a lot more hits than I expected them to do, initially intended.
Yeah. Wow, that's quite a lot actually.
Yeah.
Just looking at the list now on the website. So the Dragon Ruler's going.
While you're doing that, I'm going to slowly order my third Ultra Eagles.
Yeah, I think I should be ordering some cards, like Ring of Destruction.
Yeah, I know, tell me about it. It's crazy.
I mean, they're probably just going to jump in price right now.
Well, it depends really, because it depends on how many's going in circulation. I mean, there's a fair few about. Get obviously ordered by the end of today, then you'll be fine.
Yeah.
So yeah, let's carry on the discussion on the list first before we start eBaying.
Yeah.
But yeah, I know what you mean. It's like it's crazy. Go on.
So, what's the new errata on Temple of the Kings?
I'm not too sure, to be honest. I haven't got that to hand. Let me just quickly check 1 second. Oh yes, that's wait. No, I don't have it to hand, I'm afraid. And you're not getting your golds?
No.
I'm not sure, to be honest. So
I suppose that we got it before the American.
I know that the errata on Sinister Serpent is if it's
graveyard during the opponent's end phase,
it's banished.
Yeah.
So
they could at least give them this D-Verse too.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, the Dragon Rulers, I didn't expect us to get that hit so soon, but I suppose in a way they don't have to worry as much when obviously the set collides, when we always get Ola's Rebellion Dragon.
Yeah.
And yeah, so.
And
it doesn't actually state yet how long this list is in force for, that I can see.
Well, it'll be 3 months, won't it?
Well, you say that because, well, then last year they rolled it over into a 4th month because of national season.
Ah.
And it collided with the dates.
Yeah.
But yeah, I guess we'll see what happens on that front. Yeah.
So All Good obviously touches the BAs.
Yeah.
The previously banned cards don't really affect any decks, apart from maybe Sinister Serpent. That might give Mermaids a little bit of an extra card, but I'm not too sure. Preparation of Rites is obviously a hit to Necros. Sacrifices for your obviously Quillorts. Symbol of Heritage, that's just a generic card, isn't it?
What one, sorry?
Symbol of Heritage.
Yeah, Symbol of Heritage is basically a card. It's an equipped card. When you have 3 monsters in the graveyard with exactly the same name, you can special summon one of them from the graveyard to the field.
That's pretty good.
Yeah, so basically, because the only major thing I can see that's coincided that being happening is because of Lone Fire going to 3.
Yeah.
If you say opened up multiples of Civil Heritage and cycle through all your Lone Fires, you've got a lot of potential to make some really powerful fields.
Yeah.
That's my theory on Civil Heritage to 1.
I'm quite happy that Skill Drain's been hit.
To be honest, I feel it was a long time coming.
Yeah.
Because a lot of people saying Skill Drain won't get hit, it won't get hit. But honestly, the majority of each new ban list they've enforced, they've slowly killed off the power traps. And honestly, they could have put Skill Drain to 2 just to knock it down by 1. But honestly, putting it at 1 just makes it more. In this case, the opponents are very skillful how you use the card.
Yeah, same with vanities. You know, you use vanities now very clutch-like. You don't just randomly whack up a vanities.
Yeah, exactly.
You got to wait for them to waste them MSTs. That's certainly interesting. It's interesting they didn't improve on any of the previously limited traps like Bottomless Compulse, Warning, Treaty, or anything like that to sort of replace the vanities.
Yeah, I mean, problem is, there's so many things I could really argue about this list, but at the same time, I'm not that worried because it's not really done. Well, it's hurt Necros a bit more than I thought they were done. So soon after it's come out.
Yeah.
That was the big thing. I was really fearing, okay, they may hit Manual Senju or maybe Prep, but the fact they hit Prep and Brio, I did not think for 1 minute. Well, they may have. Well, Brio to 2 is fine, just like knocked off 1. So,
yeah. I mean, they also hit Preparation of Rights, so.
Blowing. What's that?
I mean, they also hit Preparation of Rights to 1, which kind of hurts the deck quite a bit, I think.
Yeah, and prep is one of those cards where you generate 1 from the deck and 1 potentially out of the graveyard. So
yeah.
it can be a potential.
It's a +1, so.
Yeah, so you know.
What else are we looking at? Charge of the Light Brigade.
Charge of the Light Brigade to 2. I've said this to a couple of people a long time coming. It could be trialed at 2 because when you think about it, we've got 3 rotors. We've got everything else, and obviously Charge is one of those cards. Yes, okay, it's a very splashable searcher, obviously Liners and Raiders and stuff. But it may be good. Well, it's always been a good card, but I'll see what it does at the beginning of the format. I mean, you've got things like Thunder King's mistakes and all that around, so obviously trialing out 1 extra charge wouldn't hurt as much.
Yeah.
Obviously, it's going to be very good for Light Swans, obviously, because obviously, you know, the fact they've got 2 charge now with 3 solar recharges gives them so much more power to get their graveyard full up.
Do you think that Light Swan are going to creep up into the top meta?
Well, yes and no. I mean, there are quite a few popular variants of Dragon Royalers, Light Swans.
Yeah.
Now maybe we could see some kind of like Twilight versions again, like back in the old Shonen Jump Championship days.
Like that version, yeah.
I mean, we'll see. I mean, it'd be interesting. I have to admit, it'd be interesting.
Yeah. Well, it kind of wrecks the value of what's it face now? Dark Matter Dragon, don't it?
Well, saying that, you've always got the Heretic version of.
Yeah, but they all ran the Dragon Rulers in them.
Yeah, they did. They obviously tech the dragons for the extra push, but now obviously, with the Dragon Rulers gone, splashable. The only real deck that really splashed a lot of level 7s that I know of at the top of my head is Bamel. So,
yeah.
But obviously that you can't abuse level 7, rank 7 players with Tidal as much anymore. Of course, that's gone.
Yeah.
But I think, it's going back to what you're saying about the Dragon Warriors, I mean, I was surprised that they got hit same time as Japan. But because obviously they're getting Dark Rebellion. But if they do what they did last time, extend the ban slightly over after, depending when US Nationals is set on, then obviously they don't obviously make it too soon. So obviously people have a little go at the deck and obviously experience how powerful it is with Rebellion Dragon, because that Xyz Pendulum is a very powerful card. One of the big things a lot of people are saying now on the list is obviously Shienta 2. That's fine. They've still not got Gateway, so it's not a major clutch as a problem, because if you put back, say how Gateway and 1 Shien do a lot more stupid stuff.
Yeah.
But Shienta 2 is fine because a lot of stuff now can just run over Shien with no problems at all. We got into a foot stage now where obviously you can even just crash a 2100 beats. I mean, heck, you've got Ophi and that can just be over by 50 points and just stuff like that.
Yeah.
As an example. Same sort of 7 stars 2. I quite like. It's a long time coming and it's not really been much of an issue at 1, so 1 more won't hurt. And again, obviously the Dragon Rulers are banned now, so obviously you can't abuse the power of getting effects obviously through the cost after playing Sacred Swords, so...
Yeah.
That was the big thing, obviously, in the Dragon Ruler format, we have 3 Sacred Swords, and obviously banish 1 Dragon Ruler, draw 2, and then get the effect of the Dragon Ruler. That was a big thing when it came out.
Definitely.
A lot of people are saying, well, as a Glad Beast player, I'm happy Bestiary is fine at 3. Long time coming, but they're one of those decks in the format where they're very underdogish, and I like to think they could do well again and, have a shot in the meta again, but there's so many they're just not. I just don't feel they're just fast enough as they used to be, unless somehow the meta slows completely down. And obviously going first is crucial for Glad Beast, so you can set up your back rows.
Yeah.
But obviously, if you say, for example, you got paired against, I don't know, BA, so Burning Abyss, or another deck that can obviously just make that established board. Obviously, if you go second and you have all these counter traps in your hand, then you're basically just wasting a turn.
Yeah.
But you're not wasting that. You're set back a bit further. It's kind of like the whole theory Billy Brake, great Yu-Gi-Oh player, said about Gear Gear. If you're going first, you go technically going third, and if you're going second, you're technically going fourth, because you have to allow at least a turn to set up.
Yeah. Which
is a good theory, and I do strongly agree with it. What else was on this list that was quite interesting? Gauls to 3. It's not a problem. It really is not a problem.
No, I don't think it's going to do much.
Well, to be honest, I've been running double Gauls as it is, and it's been useful, yeah, but half the time, again, people just don't really expect it. And obviously, with Gauls are free now, or even one extra copy,
yeah,
then people will just be like, well, I'm not going to put, not every deck will run it, but I think 2 Gauls is more than enough. You wouldn't really need the field needs for 3.
I'm quite glad that Lone Fire's come back to 3, though.
Yeah, I've got used to the habit now of sending that 2, but now we've got an extra 1. It makes it interesting, and like I said, with Symbol of Heritage of 1, before I saw the whole list and I saw that was at 1, I kind of thought, well, does that mean we're going to get Lone Fire at 3 again? And that's the whole we have, because literally that was the only time I was just like, well, this is pretty much it now.
Well, plants are pretty much back to full power now.
Yeah, well, exactly, yeah.
And with all the new support, Bro's Lover and Bro's other thing.
Yeah.
I'm definitely going to make plants.
I dread to, the only thing I'm kind of dreading now is, obviously, I don't have any myself, I'm dreading how much super Lone Fires are going to go for.
Oh my god, don't even talk about it.
It's almost as bad as when super Luminous became back at 3 again and all sort of that.
Well, I'm quite glad. I've got 3 secret Charge of the Light Brigades in my folder, so I'm going to try and offload those as fast as possible. I also pulled a gold one as well, which was quite interesting. So hopefully they will shift.
I'm actually, something just popped up on my news feed on Facebook. Just realised Shadows didn't get hit.
No, they didn't.
So basically, they've just gained a crush card.
Yep, and they gained a second charge.
Yeah, well, some builds don't run charge, but yeah, I know what you mean. They've also gained Ring of Destruction. They've also gained, what else?
Speaking of Ring of Destruction, I bought one for £2.
Nice. Sorted. Yeah, it's interesting. And also the big thing from the Gold Series at the moment, people are bigging up, is that Perio Cerberus.
Yeah.
That's supposed to be really big in Shadol. So.
Yeah, the OCG have been using it for a while.
Well, we finally got it, so I can see TCG, because actually I sold a couple to a friend of mine the other day.
Yeah.
What else on this list? I think Dragon Ravine.
I don't think it's going to do anything now that the Dragon Ruler's gone.
Well, no, but I like to think it. Well, I suppose there's obviously they're long gone for a while now, but Dragonicities are obviously still around.
Yeah.
Obviously, as a deck, there's still a deck. One with being Gore kind of help their setup, providing they don't get MST'd. Sacrifice to 1, bit of a jump, but at the same time, it is a very good card because obviously it's got like 3 or 4 effects in one card, which is ridiculous.
Yeah.
Change of the Spirit, it's fine. Because the fact it's got errata now where both players have to have at least 15 cards each in the graveyard.
Yeah.
And then you have to shuffle the deck, so...
I don't think that's even worth picking up, really.
Nah, I mean, even in, like, say if you put it in Light Sworn, you've got to rely on your opponent having to have a 15 card graveyard. And to be honest, not many decks if you're playing against something like, I don't know, Clifford's,
yeah,
they don't really fill their graveyard that quickly because obviously they rely on Pendulum summoning and going to Pendulum Zones. And
you know someone's just going to abuse the card, though.
Well, yeah, don't get me wrong. I'm sure there's going to be a way of making it very, very strong, like any card on the ban list or in Yu-Gi-Oh in general.
Yeah.
Clifford Scouter 2, long time coming. I've called this so many times. Just take one off. You just got 2 searches. It's fine. Brionic again. I'm surprised how quick they hit.
I know that's a new release, wasn't it? Out of Secret Forces, Brionic.
Yeah, Secret Forces was £100 card at one point. I'm gonna have to check its price on eBay in a minute.
I don't think
it'll go down a bit.
It's going to go down a bit, but it's not going to make a big difference.
No, it's still very strong.
Oh yeah,
Brionic is very strong. You're just taking off 1 of 3. If they really would have done more damage and put it at 1, but they didn't. So
yeah. But I reckon Preparation of Rites is going to hit them the most.
Yeah. This list is very underwhelming, but at the same time, it's done a lot of stuff.
Oh yeah, it has sorted a lot of problems. It's slowed down the Necros. They've sort of just, instead of waiting to deal with the Dragon Waller problem, they just got rid of them straight away. Brought back a bunch of old cards. I'm glad Raigeki didn't go.
Yeah.
That's still a good power card.
It's just crazy how we've had one format of Snatch Steal and then Snatch Steal just goes again.
I know.
To be honest, I personally thought it was a bit of a wild card when they unleashed that. Unbanned it for a while.
I'm not particularly phased by it because I didn't spend money getting it, but the thing that annoys me is the Vanities. I think that was a necessary evil.
Vanities is the same theory as Skill Drain. I kind of felt like it's a long time coming.
Yeah, but they could have put it to 2.
Every deck, and the fact we had a second reprint of it, or sorry, the 3rd reprint. Obviously, we include the first time it was printed.
Yeah.
I'm not surprised. I really am not.
Because I thought they might have put it.
They're making it so easy to get Vanities now. They're going to do something to it. It's like the whole Turbo Pack theory. Near enough, every time there was a summer set back in the day.
Yeah.
At least one card in that pack would be banned. Like the first pack, we had Crush card. One of the packs, there was Rescue Cat.
Yeah.
And so on and so forth. It's kind of that theory all over again.
Yeah.
But Tour Guide to 1, I'm actually quite glad. I didn't expect it to be like just out of the blue banned to 1, but
yeah.
Hey ho, I guess it is now. So
it's quite generic support for Burning Abyss. So.
Yeah, I mean, if anything, it's going to slow the meta way, way down.
Which is a good thing.
Down, it hits it a bit because you can't just like abuse Tour Guide, get Scarm, overlay, and then get another Tour Guide. I
think looking at this list, Heroes just became a little bit better. Not because any card.
I wouldn't mind seeing it on the map again.
Not because of any card coming off the list or being changed on the list to boosts the deck's own power, but it's more slowing down the rest of the format so that now heroes are a little bit more stronger in the comparison to other decks. They can sort of fight a bit more toe to toe.
I'm actually quite as a Light Sworn player. I'm quite happy about Charge going to 2 anyway because I kind of feel it's a long time coming. But I like to think decks like Heroes, Infernoids, to an extent because they use Charge as well.
Oh yeah, Infernoids.
So you got Heroes, you got Infernoids. Let's say what else we got. That's been alright recently.
Glad's obviously got a boost from.
Glad Beast. Well, Glad Beast. I want to see do well again as I've been a long time fan, and they were my first regional top with them. I
don't think there's any restrictions on Glad Beast.
I feel like they're not going to be fast enough, and it's hate to say that, but I just don't think they will be unless there's some new like list that makes them extremely powerful.
Well, the fact that they've got a counter track that negates monster effects and destroys things is pretty powerful.
It's very, very good, and to be honest, always my favourite of the Glad Beast will have to be the Prisma Test Tiger version. That deck.
Yeah, and we've got 3 Hero Lives now really easy to obtain out the structure deck.
Access to Prisma is really good, and obviously if you open up a Hero Lives and a Test Tiger, then you're pretty safe going. But you have to rely on obviously getting the pushes through, because obviously if you go for that's the thing with Glad Beast, it's good to go first so you can get the setup, but it depends on the hand itself. Because obviously, if you've got a hand that involves a lot of battling, you've got to wait a turn.
Yeah.
So it's a bit back and forth in terms of the actual. It depends on the build itself and obviously the interaction. She Entered 2 again. Go back to She Entered 2. I think it's fine. Just eventually put it back to 3 because again, it's that whole speed of it again. I mean, yeah, you got like Goblin. But again, you've got to rely on not drawing your targets where you got asceticism, your smoke scene, and it's just stuff like that. I mean, it'd be interesting. I think, if anything, they've slowly killed off the power ones, bar Burning Abyss. I mean, maybe hit as like Tall Guy, but things that were Burning Abyss, it's dangerous because they've got rid of 2 Tall Guides and the 2 Emptinesses, but they've gained Crush Card.
I know!
So if you can resolve, basically, if you resolve it, if that's turning Tall Guide to Scarm, set Crush Card, you're in a very comfortable position. But again, it depends on the deck you're playing.
Exactly.
Because with the new errata on Crush Card, if you're playing Night Swans, you could easily just dump more names in your deck to the graveyard for Judgment Dragon.
Exactly.
And so on and so forth.
Yeah, I mean, you obviously wouldn't want to use.
What was your initial reaction to the list? I was a bit underwhelmed, but at the same time, I was like kind of glad with some of the choices.
The list doesn't faze me too much. I'm a little bit annoyed that I invested in Vanities. It certainly helped me win my first locals in a very, very, very long time. But then be the breaks. Everyone was talking about it, and I just kind of buried my head in the sand, not really wanting to accept it because I just invested into them. But at least now I've got Vanities spread over multiple decks now. It's a 1-card tech. But the fact is, it's so flimsy that I thought they would have at least put it to 2 at first.
It's weird because, not because there's going to be loads of anti-emphasis running around in people's binders, but at the same time, I am not surprised at the same time that it got hit to 1. Like you said, tried it at 2 to begin with. The skill drain, I've long called off.
I mean, skill drains fluctuated from 1 to 2 to 3, back down to 2, and now it's back, and then it went back up to 3.
It was 3 and it went back to 1.
Yeah.
Yeah. But it's alright. I mean, I didn't think much nothing of it. I was just like, well, okay, he's going to get hit eventually, and lo and behold, he's finally got hit.
Well, cohorts have definitely taken a blow.
Cohorts took a major hit in terms of their, obviously the skill drain, the emptiness, the sacrifice, and that. So they've lost 2 sacrifice, they've lost a scout, and they've lost skill drain. But bearing in mind, they've still got their continuous recreate, and they also do have Forbidden Chalice, which I think Forbidden Chalice is actually really good in the Shadow matchup because you can use it in damage step when they activate their effects.
Yeah.
So if anything, you've lost 2 skill drains, but I've just got space for 2 Chalice, which I think is great. I think it's a lot better because half the time I prefer Chalice because it just has to deal with what I want to do at the time rather than just the whole global board and mess up my other stuff.
Yeah.
Which is fine.
I'm thinking about taking Kaiser Colosseum in Volcanics now.
It would be
to replace the 2 emptiness, going to put in 2 Kaiser Colosseums, see how it does.
Yeah. I mean, if anything, when you think about it, Cliff Forts are just getting more space really for other cards now because, like I said, took out a couple of skill drains for Chalices. You've taken out, say, Vanity's Emptiness, and you could eat. To be honest, I'm really thinking Black Horn of Heaven could see some play again this format. Because there's a lot more inherited summon effects.
I think people are going to start playing Warning again.
Warning is a hit and miss card, but I kind of like to think that there's space for Warning and Bottomless again, because if anything, I'll see a lot more road decks, and Bottomless is very good against that one clutch move.
Yeah.
Road might be doing. I also feel cards like I don't know. You've got Black Horn of Heaven. I've seen some variants and some players. I don't know if it's legit or not. But Horn of Heaven, you trigger one monster and negate a inherent special summon or normal summon.
Yeah.
So, I mean, that's actually quite good in, say, the Burning Abyss, because obviously it triggers the Burning Abyss and such. So.
Yeah, but do you really want to give up that field presence, though?
There's only the one monster, and if anything, it's really good with Cliff Force as well, because you just trigger the monster and negate the summon. So it can trigger the Cliff Force, as well as killing off the summon, which could be quite powerful in some aspects. But again, we'll see what the format does once the list is in circulation.
Yeah.
If anything, I like to think that YC's Bochum is going to be a very interesting meta, because it's obviously under the new list. It's like 3 weeks into the format, so it's deck to be established and such. But we may see it may not be all just one rogue's meta. Well, it depends. Is any other events on before Bochum?
I don't know. I don't really follow it.
Okay, I believe there may be a couple of ARGs. I think Chicago is at some point. It might be the same weekend. I'm not sure. That's why it's Chicago. That is. I don't know.
We've certainly got lots of techie cards now, haven't we?
Yeah, I mean, if anything, you just take out your deck now and
Ring of Destruction and stuff.
I mean, yeah, I'm definitely confident I'll probably be running Light Swans or Infernos this format, unless there's some kind of variant of Cliff Force that makes it a custom to me and stuff.
What about GBs?
GBs, I will like to think I'll slowly get the deck again after I've sorted out some bits and pieces in my binder. But yeah, I wouldn't mind trying it again, just testing it with 3 bestiaries like in the old days.
Bestiary, that's the Winged Beast one, isn't it?
Yeah, Bestiarii is the one. Is the Wind Beast. It's the one when it's special summon you have to pop a spell trap. When it's special summon through a Glad Beast. So.
Gladiator Beast, Green Ranger, yeah.
Yeah, pretty much. And the fact it's a mandatory effect. So if your opponent hasn't got one, you've got one. Your stone trap, so you have to destroy it.
Yeah.
So it's a card where you have to be very skillful using it, because obviously you don't want it to mess up your players and accidentally pop your war chariot or stuff like that. So,
thank goodness we didn't get Sangan back.
Well, yeah, I mean, Sangan, people kept saying Sangan's safe to come back. It's not safe to come back.
No.
Not at the moment, especially with Crush Card and circulation.
And with Burning Abyss, you know. It is a level 3 fiend, so they can just search Sangan.
They basically just go search Sangan, get Scarp, or whatever. So
search Sangan, set Crush Card Virus, come at me, bro. It's going to be interesting with Crush Card Virus now. I'm a little bit scared.
I'm not really, because it's... Right, there's a lot of things to say about Crush Card, but I think with the errata, it's certainly, depending on the matchup, if you've got Crush Card, it can either help you or it can make you worse. And to be honest, it's an optional effect that your opponent can destroy up to 3 monsters in the deck.
Yeah.
So you don't even have to use it, but if you feel it benefits you, I mean, hell, I mean, with the errata, like I say, if you're playing Light Swans, you're just going to love that so much, because you could basically just send, say, I don't know, cards that you wouldn't want in the deck anywhere, or like you just deck thin, and you're just running up for your JD plays. So
yeah,
again, I think the initial reaction from both our sides is it's a good list.
It is a very good list.
A lot of people are really getting hit by this really, really hard, especially a lot of people are moaning about preparation of Ice to 1. Honestly, I'm surprised it got hit so early for us, considering that obviously the Necros is coming forth, but at the same time, I'm not, because it's a good card. Like we said earlier, it's potentially a +1. So, with bringing that to 2, I am happy, but at the same time, I'm kind of surprised how soon it was. So
yeah,
it's a bit of back and forth. It's very undecisive on how I feel about a lot of these choices, but a majority of it I'm pretty pleased with.
I am pretty happy about it, because it sort of lowers the bar a bit on the meta, doesn't it? It sort of brings the big 3 down a bit. You know, BA, Quillhawk, and Necros have all been hit in a shape or form.
Yeah, I mean, like they said, Cliff Forks, they got hit. Burning Abyss, they lost a couple of cards, and they gained a couple in the response.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I'm just surprised, well, not surprised at the same time, how Shadows have dodged the bullet again.
Yeah, I'm quite disappointed we didn't get Stratos.
Well, I just don't know what's going on with Stratos anymore. I mean, it would be nice to have again.
I mean, why give us that really nice, good effect wind mast hero, not winged mast hero? What am I on about? Yes, masked hero with wings.
Yeah.
Was it Divine Wind or something like that? Masked hero Divine Wind. It is a really solid effect, but we got no decent things for it.
Yeah.
Yeah, we literally have to play form change to go into it. Which is okay, but you know, the ability to just summon Stratos and then mask change into Divine Wind would be so much better.
Yeah, exactly. So, final thoughts in general, just a bit like surprised but not surprised, is this fair?
Yeah, I'm quite surprised at how attentive to the format Konami were.
Yeah, considering it's only been like 3 months into the form, 3 months being gone.
Yeah.
And a fair amount has happened since then. But I suppose in a way, when you're looking at YCSs where over 20 of the top 32 decks are one deck, i.e. Necros.
Yeah.
Or Necros, then they are kind of slowly going to do something to it.
Now, I can understand them taking away preparation rights. To be honest, they could have left that alone and just hit Djinn.
I personally would have gone and hit Manju or Senju rather than Brianak.
I think Djinn is a... I think Djinn is a problem card that they needed to do. Really good. I mean, the fact that now Vanity's Emphasis is at 1, and they've got essentially, as long as their monsters on board, no one can play Yu-Gi-Oh! It's a little bit of a piss take.
Yeah, exactly. And give us your few thoughts for a second. I'm just going to quickly check something.
Okay. But yeah, it's really interesting. No Wind-Up Magician extended, no Wind-Up Carrier coming back, which is a little bit disappointing. Because if they just ban Wind-Up Hunter, you know, these cards can come back. I don't know why they're so reluctant to do so. I am quite happy about the skill drain hit. Definitely a long time coming. I'm going to keep on bitching and moaning about vanities because I invested. But I should have seen that coming. I'm probably going to rage a lot because I'm probably going to find someone who's going to be running triple Gauze, triple Trag, and that's just going to get on my nerves a lot. Charge. As much as I really hate Lightsworn, the card is just really good. I think that Burning Abyss might actually run more Lightsworn variants now that Charge is at 2. Gives them more dump power.
Not so much, I mean... I don't know many or have not seen any Burning Abyss on Lightsworn, but because they've got so much consistent power with stuff like Regeki Break, Wind Blast, and Firelight. Firelight being another powerful card.
I'm talking about Shadows, dude.
Sorry?
I'm talking about Shadows, not Burning Abyss.
Oh, sorry, I thought you said... Sorry, okay.
But yeah, I think...
Shadows are... Yeah, Shadows will be interesting. I mean, they'll, like I said, put another charge in for consistency. So...
I quite like the Sacred Swords has come to 2 because you know all that Red Eye support. All that Red Eye support is they're like level 7s, so you can just banish a Red Eyes, draw 2.
Yeah, exactly.
Which is pretty damn good.
Yeah, it's awesome.
Red Eyes is just going to have a lot of draw power. I can see it coming.
Yeah, I'll be interested to see it.
I mean, obviously they got that card, it's like you discard a Red Ice monster, draw 2, and now you got Sacred Swords, which essentially makes like 5 cards in the deck, so you just like banish a Red Ice, draw 2. I suppose they put that up a notch because they didn't really see a reason to keep it at 1 with the Dragon Rulers banned.
Yeah. Keeping Dragon being banned while Dragon Rulers are banned as well is a bit silly.
Yeah, I know. But all in all, I'm quite impressed with the list, actually. Konami's actually hit a lot of major areas, and I think they kind of listen to the players. One would like to think so, because, you know, Konami are 9 times out of 10 just like giving us the middle finger and going...
Yeah,
Fuck
very
you,
much.
players.
Yeah. So, closing thoughts.
Closing thoughts. Very good list. You know, we couldn't really ask for more.
Yeah, a lot more was done than I anticipated. That's the safest thing I can say right now about the list.
Alright then, YouTube. That's our collab thoughts for now. I'll stick this video up sometime later. So yeah, this is good night from me, and good night from him. Good night.
Good night.